Welcome back to Golden Hour episode 2, and today we have a very, very special guest. He's a producer and an artist, Volz Brown. Yay! So without further ado, let's get right into it. Joining me.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to be here, you know what I'm saying, episode number dos, with the beautiful soul here, you know what I'm saying, doing the thing, so,
Indeed.
you know, I'm ready to answer questions so y'all get to know me, and,
Facts.
you know, all that cool stuff.
Alright, well let's just jump right into it then, because you had an album just recently come out.
Yeah.
Look, Boo, the Stars are out, so,
Imagination.
yeah.
Every time I hear that, I think, that's what I think,
Yeah.
Yeah. Look through the stars.
I love it.
So yeah,
What was like the concept for that, and like, you know, what was the preparation like, and you know, getting that together?
It kind of just, you know, made itself for the most part. I was just the vessel of it happening.
So, I love how you explain that though, because facts.
Yeah. So it kind of just really happened, and I was making music, and I love all kind of different music. So it just kind of ended up being like a smorgasbord of like sounds and genres, made into something that sounds like, you know, audible. So I guess it's more than audible because people.
Absolutely, I was gonna say, like, I mean, it's really good.
Yeah, so I'm just, you know, it's just a guy experimenting in my room, having fun with my friends, and I love music, I love sounds. So this is really like me just saying, hey, I love music, I love sounds. That's what the Blue Stars is as a producer, as a writer. You know, it has like a whole lot of content just regarding my past experiences and like with love and booze.
Past the booze.
Yeah. So that's so between those two combinations, like just experimenting with sounds and then writing my experience and putting those and having fun with my friends. Putting those two things together and just doing. That's how Look Boo happened. Yeah.
So all of your features kind of happen organically, or like as you created each song, did you know like when you were creating them that you wanted to have certain people on that song, or it just kind of happened organically?
Some were just organic, and some were like I know who I need on this. It steers more toward I know who I need on this because I know, you know, a slew of artists, and there's an ongoing joke that hey bro, what happened to me? I need to be on the next one. I didn't get on that one next time. So, you know, that's really like it's funny, and it's like cool that people like
want to be a part of it.
Want to be a part of it. So it's like, okay, now I know, like that's crazy. I didn't know. I mean, it's such a unique and distinct sound. So not everybody like appreciates or like understands it. So, you know, to hear all these artists that I appreciate and understand, and want to be a part of what I'm doing. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I like really appreciate about you too, because I really do feel like you put a lot of artists on, you know, like especially with like collaborations and things like that. And then also like you provide a space, like you open up your home to everybody to just vibe and create, and that's beautiful. Like
the art house on 1000. You know,
I love that. I love that.
So you know, besides those elements. It was just a fun project that ended up happening. It was supposed to be something completely different. It was supposed to have other songs on there, other features, and then that was just calling my name. And so
and it turned out beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. So what was your favorite song to make, and then what's your favorite song to listen to?
Let's see, my favorite song to make. Probably was Where You Are with Paragon Dawn.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song to make. That was my favorite song to make because you know, I had like doubts about my production skills towards the end. Like, man, I don't know. And the album was pretty much done, and I'm like just making music, just making extra songs, and I ended up making that one. Like I was like, hey, you know, I can do something jazzy. I don't need to get other musicians to come in and help me or whatever. I'm gonna try to do this myself. So and it came out fine. Like people love it, and like I get a lot of compliments on the production of like the layers, the chords, the jazzy, you know, production and the blend between jazz and like that electronic dance vibe it has going on. So that was my favorite one to make. Like I was in the house like on the beat machine like
facts going in.
yes,
Yeah.
But my favorite one to play, to listen to, it's probably gonna be No I Need You. The rock sounding John Bender one. That's my favorite one to perform and to listen to. I don't know why. Like it's such a melodic trance.
Yeah, definitely. And when you perform it, like you can feel the crowd's energy too, and like the crowd vibes out with you. And it's definitely I like that song too.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. That was supposed to be an interlude, and ended up
the whole song.
Yeah, I was like, might as well. So yeah.
I love it. I think my favorite song on the album is Let's Get Wild.
Oh yeah.
That right there, I really like that song. It's vibey, very vibey.
Yeah, shout out to Flower and Bloom, shout out to Tia Corinne, and shout out to Cozy Fue on the beat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I listen to them drums when Flower and Bloom is doing her thing. You know, Flower and Bloom and Cozy Fue on the drums has happened more than once. Please go educate yourself.
Well, shameless plug, okay? We're gonna have a few of those, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you know. Wait, what'd you say? I do say this. We're gonna have a few of those.
Oh no, I was talking about the shameless plugs, like
oh yeah.
I
was just like a few of those. I was like,
I did this last episode, and I always forget about the wine. But of course, I gotta have the wine. Okay, we have a Pinot Grigio this time.
I like these glasses. They're real cool.
Well, thank you.
I bet the light's hitting crazy off of them on the camera.
Indeed.
We like Pinot Grigio. So.
Is this good?
Oh, that's great for me.
Okay.
Thanks. Just quick, another shameless plug. OG Spliff,
Yes.
Fasha Novart and I are starting a podcast called Four Wine Sippers.
Okay.
I know it sounds crazy.
Yes.
It's only 3 of us, and it's called Four Wine Sippers. So it's a play on 4 wine. It's 4 wine sippers.
Okay.
The podcast is for them, for you guys. But we'll also have a 4th wine sipper guest.
I love it. I love it. Indeed.
Just a quick little plug.
Yeah,
we're working on it. So,
indeed.
AKA the Brady Boys. But yeah, that's us.
Love it. That's interesting.
We love you though.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. How long did it take you to make this album? Like.
Oh man.
What was
how long did it take me to make the album? Man, that's a hard question because a lot of those songs were just like in the works while I was in the relationship that inspired the album. But I wasn't very inspired to make music while I was there mentally. But I was still producing. I really wasn't writing a lot. And then after, I got some time to myself and I got some space, got my own space, and different things like that happened. I was able to kind of just feel out what was going on with me musically. I would say from February to October, really. That was the prime time.
Gotcha.
A lot of those
this year.
Yeah, February to a lot of those songs were already in the works. I think the only 2 songs that were already started, the last 2, Let's Go Wild and Where You Are.
Gotcha.
And I had no intention on having that order. It just so happened that the last 2 were the last 2 I made as well. So I think Let's Go Wild I made it in February. And then Where You Are, that was the last minute. that was super last minute. I think I made that one in like September. Right before, a month before the album came out. So yeah.
It's working out good though. Yeah.
A few months. So what's that, like February to like 8 months? About 8 months. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Solid. So how did you discover your love for music?
How did I discover my love for music? Well, I think there were moments. There were different moments in time. And I think one of the earliest moments was me just connecting with words. Just like lyrics, really. That was my first passion. It was like writing. And I remember my little sister found my rap notebook one time. I had to be like 12 or something like that. And I listened to a whole lot of 50 at the time. So it was just like pretty much me reciting his lyrics. And she was like, ooh, I'm telling money. And I'm like, yeah. and like so that those were just funny funny moments that made me realize, like later made me realize, oh man, you've been messing with music for a long time, or you had a connection with music for a long time.
Right.
And then I was in the band, and I quit the band, which is probably the worst thing I could have done, because I was like, yo, y'all niggas taking this too serious. Like, you tuxedo, and I missed 2 notes. Why you yelling at me, bro?
Yeah, that's
And then I needed that though. I should have stayed in it.
I feel that. Yeah. I was in like orchestra, and I played the viola, and I think about that every now and then. I'm like, dang, like I could have been a whole ass violinist, orchestra player. You know what I'm trying to
viola
say.
player.
But yeah, there you go, viola player. But I feel that.
Yeah, so it's all good. Here I am now, still making music, teaching music, all that. So, I still found my way. I took a detour, but here I am still in music. Never would have thought this would be my life. But yeah, I feel like recently, looking back and kind of filling out what led me to my love of music and sounds. This is gonna sound crazy, but rock band.
Were you talking about the game?
Yes.
The game? Oh wow, yeah.
Rock band like opened up my mind immensely. Like when I was, it just hit at a certain age. I'm sure like if I would have caught rock band maybe 2 or 3 years later in my life, it wouldn't have hit as hard. But that really like opened up my mind, because I didn't grow up listening to music outside of black culture and like hip hop culture. Ever since then, I've never like been the same. So that was like a huge moment like for me. I downloaded all those songs, and I learned about those artists, and then I learned about similar artists, and then now I like rock and metal and country and all these different other people, and like I know about music. I don't just like a genre of it. I'm not just a part of a genre. I like know sounds. And then I took that and went to school for audio engineering, which was another moment that like, oh, I'm taking it serious. I like music. I like sounds. I'm gonna do this. So yeah, they were like just moments like that
throughout your life.
Yeah, throughout my life, that just keep coming. Like even now with the album, like, oh, you really released the album that doesn't really like sound like anything. That's weird. And you're not afraid to just do it. So you really must like love this, huh? Like I look in the mirror like, you crazy, bro. Like,
why do you feel like you're crazy?
I mean, it's just weird, it's just different sounds. It's really hard to picture right now. Like people have picked it up. If you understand, you understand. But I've got a lot of feedback. Like, yeah, man, like I really like this sound. I never heard it before, but
it doesn't really fit here.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't really fit our vibe. So I've gotten that a lot. Where it's just like, I don't know about this. This is cool. This is innovative, and I've never heard anything like this before. But we go for like Janae which you can find many voices like that, many male and female like artists that fit that vibe, and you may be able to put Let's Get Wild in that playlist, but does it really fit? It's kind of like So
I feel like that's the beauty of being an artist, though. Kind of like stepping outside of those labels and those genres and creating your own lane. That's what being an artist is all about.
Everybody that I admire, got a whole lot of no's before they got all the yeses. And everyone that I admire found some way to be groundbreaking. And like have a lot of people like, I think this is good. Like this is different, but it's good different. Cudi, Prince, Ye, Quincy Jones, all these people like they were producing and using their voice to be on their production. And Tyler, the Creator, a whole lot of no's. Like a lot of people that just like, I don't know, and then they'll catch on.
The key is to believe in yourself. Like more than anything, and just keep pushing forward. Where are you from? Did that inspire, like your upbringing? Did that inspire the way you make music at all?
For sure. I'm from New York. I grew up on Long Island, New York, in Amityville. Shout out Amityville. Shout out to my guy Killer Kev. Shout out to Elijah. Shout out to all of them, all my childhood friends and family. Miss y'all, love y'all. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've been up there, and but the essence still like lives in me.
Yeah.
And whenever I first moved here, I was like, it's funny. I was making songs about stuff they would tell me about each other. I haven't talked to them in a long time, but New York culture, especially where I'm from, they would just tell me about, hey, this person's doing this person's doing this. And I was just making music. I just wanted to rap, so I would just find beats, and then I would make songs about everything they tell me, like, yeah, Kevin, he out here like having unprotected whatever, and I'm like, so I would just make like flats tracks because we called ourselves the Flats. We were from the Flats, which were the houses. Yeah. And you got the plazas, the flats, but yeah, I can go on for days about Amityville, New York, and Long Island, but that's where I'm from. A lot of culture where you just rat, and they don't call it ratting, but
what do they call it?
I mean, I've been out the game.
Oh, okay.
Like the last time I've been around, like they was saying, yeah, I'm about to air you.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to air you out, or like just air. Air is really just air. Okay. It's not air you out, it's just air. I'm about to air you. Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, I be feeling like a grandma sometimes because I can't keep up with all the slang that be happening. And
I don't know anymore either. So I'm sure they like 3 sayings over at this point. So it's all good. But so yeah, that definitely provided a whole lot of influence for me. 50 Cent, like growing up, and me moving here, and then his stardom kind of like blowing up as soon as I moved here. That was like my connection. Like that was my way to just be like, New York. It helped a lot of my peers be like, oh yeah, just make a connection. Like, yeah, 50 cool, he cool. So and I just made a connection with 50, and so that was like a big piece of like why I got into music at that time. And so that was cool. But a lot of my favorite artists are not northern artists. 50 is one of few that are my favorite artists from like that area. A lot of my favorite artists are like from the South.
Like who?
Let's see. I like, of course, Andre.
Yeah, of course.
That's of course one of my favorites. Or the Midwest, like Cudi, like extremely high on my list. And Ye, old Ye. I mean, Ye as the musician. And man, I'm trying to think of like anybody else who's just like.
You've named 3 of the greats.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, Erica, Timbaland, Pharrell.
Oh yeah.
All those people. Alicia's from New York, but like she's one of the few that's from New York that like
hold a special place.
Yeah. I'll say Alicia, Nas, and 50. Those are probably my favorite New York artists. I love Jay. Jay is Jay though. Like so, it's like But as far as like artistry goes and just like characterism, and that's one of the biggest pieces that 50 brings, and he helps me like bring out the characterism like that I can display, and like figuring out the characters I can be, not just Volz. And that's how I can almost genre bend because of him, which sounds crazy, but like he just has so many characters. He's the businessman, he's the asshole, he's the singer, songwriter, he's the actor, he's all these different things. And I definitely admired him for a long period of time. I still do in a way. He's definitely wild. But.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, how do you feel about like like the news that he's been in lately, or just like the things that he says, like,
Well, I feel like the reason why I subscribe to 50 Cent is for music. Or like business. Or entertainment.
Because you can't knock those things. Fact.
So it's in the same, with a lot of artists. If they're not directly hurting someone, or if they haven't directly hurt someone, then I usually try to stick in there and get what I can get from them. And acknowledge what they're giving to the culture. The best I can, until that line is crossed. And everyone has a different line.
I feel
which
that.
is fine.
I feel like that goes for anyone though. Like I feel like sometimes we give a lot of credit to celebrities and we put them on pedestals, and when they say like one thing that's wrong, we kind of get all up in arms. But it's like, okay, like they are not Superman. Like, come on now, we're all human. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
There's a difference of, you know, just trying to finesse people and just like, you know, being a dick.
Yeah.
And like he's a dick.
Yeah. I agree.
So
I
like,
definitely do agree.
And it's just like, okay, well,
Facts.
you know,
it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's just, it is what it is, but it doesn't go unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that it doesn't go unnoticed, but it's not a deal breaker of like, oh my gosh, cancel him and you know, fire. You know, power needs to be off the air.
Exactly.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's not that deep.
When it comes to him, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, there are artists that we just can't support. I think. Good segues. Good segues.
Well, speaking of segues, I was gonna ask you, like, how do you typically? It's gonna sound kind of off topic, but bear with me. How do you typically start conversations with people? Because every time like we're out at like an event or something, you're always talking to somebody new. And ironically, even though I do like interviews and I've been interviewing people for a while, even past like golden hour, I still get like shy, you know what I'm saying, kind of recluse, and I don't know how to like initiate those conversations. But you seem like you're very good at that.
Ah man, that's a funny assumption, because I mean, or observation. It's not an assumption. It's something that you see.
Yeah.
It's a funny observation. Because I'm nervous too. Like, you know, I still get nervous, and this is like this narrative that I do this, like, cause that all the Stay Hype members are like, yeah man, cause you know Volz is like, he's so smooth talking about it. I was like, nah man, I just be chilling. But and I'm also nervous and shy too. So I don't know, like I'm very introverted until I see you like good for my energy.
Maybe that's what it is too. Maybe I'm just very reclusive with my energy and who I extend it to.
I mean that's mostly what it is. Like once I figure out, that looks like that's gonna be fun or like beneficial as far as like energy or spiritually. Just like it's gonna be a surplus for me. And the other person, because you know, I'm light, you know, I'm full of light. So I try to be just positive and just, and I'm confident that I will bring light to someone, and that makes it easier for me to talk to them. Like, it's almost like you have to be arrogant, almost like.
But no, not necessarily. It's just knowing like who you are and what you offer. I like that. I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
You know, save for later.
I like that.
Throw it to a few other people.
So earlier you had mentioned that you teach music. How is it like, or what is it like working with kids?
I mean, you know, challenging. I feel like that's what most people would say.
Okay. Aside from like the challenges, like what's positive about it, or like what do you like most about it? How about that?
What do I like most about it? I mean, mostly it's like my passion. You know, I'm working in music, so I'm doing my passion. That's what I like most about it, and I don't know, the reward behind it is just seeing them. I'm in the group. I'm with a group of kids who don't want to play instruments.
Okay.
And who still want to be in music, and they still want to indulge in the creation of music. So, of course, that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So we do all kinds of different things. We program drums. We figure out chords, program chords. Click. Shout out to Cozy again one more time. Because they are click men. As we would call Cozy, click man. But but they also use MIDI keyboards. I showed them how to get their Volz on too. But I feel like the reward is just seeing them just learn and then like get better and get excited about it. Today I was just talking to them about, well, possibly we can start a school account and we can start putting music on Spotify, and they were like, what? That's crazy, girl, and they were just going crazy, and I'm like, maybe we're gonna figure it out. So but right now, like, my 8th grade students are the ones who are the oldest, and they've been with me. This is their 3rd year being with me. So with them being with me for 3 years, they are really excited to just do anything.
Yeah.
Some of them are working on Ableton. Some of them are working in GarageBand. A lot of them are working in Soundtrap, which I just learned about this year.
I've never heard of that one either.
It's an online DAW, which is wild. Yeah. It's an online DAW, which is it's really crazy, and it's crazy. So they're working on all kind of things. I just assigned them a project that they're all going to work on their individual albums. I told them, but it's going to be instrumental though.
Okay.
With Corona, we can't really do a lot of recording and singing together. So, 5 songs, and right now they're working on how to make a lo-fi beat.
Wow. This is really cool. I wish they had that class when I was in school. That's really dope. That's really dope.
So that'll be everyone's track 1, and then we're gonna work on a dubstep song next.
Wow. So you're like introducing them to different genres too,
and how to approach that.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Like which sounds go together that technically make up this genre, sort of.
Technically,
because
like nothing makes up every
exactly.
Genre. But
right. Do you ever feel pressure from that responsibility of like shaping the young minds of our future? Like, do you ever think about that at all, or?
Nah. I feel like the same thing applies with like walking up to somebody. It's just like, just being confident that I'm not nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell them that, but like I'm not gonna say that in school. Like,
of course.
But like just being confident that like I am like giving them some. I'm giving them some food for thought always. And I am a good role model. Like just being who I am, really, and like not changing it, and just being like, this is how I go to work.
I love that.
And Mr. B, you got the drip. Mr. B, Mr. B, you got the drip, bro. Just teaching them about the culture, really. Teaching them about the culture and getting them to understand. A lot of them are not of our culture. Most of them aren't of our culture. So just finding their way into it, and finding their way to appreciate it in a respectful way.
Right.
I'm glad that I'm there to help them do that.
Absolutely.
At first, it was really hard for me. Like I don't know if I want to teach if I want to teach our stuff. But then I realized like it's on TikTok. It's
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's
so,
everywhere.
And if you don't help them, learn how to be a part of it in a respectful way, in an appreciative way, and be there to like hey, do your thing, but make sure you it's like someone else thought of this first, and they're brown.
Exactly.
So just being there to help them do that, and they love it. They they appreciate it. They know so much about Timberland at this point.
That's beautiful. Yes, I really do love that. Like we definitely do need more melanated teachers shaping our young minds of the future. I love that. Thank you, Volz. Thank you very much.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to do the right thing.
Facts. There you go. And that's all it boils down to. That's all we can ever do. We have arrived to my favorite part, which is the quick facts part. So you can basically just say the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you these questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite vegan snack?
Favorite vegan snack?
Yeah.
Pico de gallo.
Ooh.
And chips.
Ooh, that's a good one. Mine's guac.
Guac. Guac is good too, but pico is good too.
Yeah, pico is top tier.
It's a tie.
I got the facts. I feel it. Favorite movie?
Inception.
Ooh, we were just talking about that today. That's crazy. Favorite song you've ever made?
That I ever made?
That you ever made?
It's not it's called Only Son, and it's
Only Son?
It's my dad's song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna get it? Are you gonna
I don't know. It's for the fam.
Okay, I feel it.
Maybe one day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
If you could meet anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
If I could meet anyone dead or alive, man, that's hard. Probably maybe Prince. Yeah. Like Prince, just I I don't know, just where I am with my music, he can. I feel like I would learn a lot from him right now. Like, I was more of a Michael Jackson person growing up, but like now, where I am, I still love Michael.
Of course.
But Prince definitely.
Yeah.
I wish I could talk to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your favorite show to binge watch?
Favorite show to binge watch.
Yeah.
Like I've already seen it already, or am I watching it right now?
Ooh.
Because I don't really like rewatching shows.
Okay.
But if there was a show that I would rewatch and binge again, The Boys probably.
The Boys. What's that?
The Boys is a show on Amazon Prime. It's about.
You got really excited. You're like, let me put you on.
It's a show about corrupt superheroes. And they like quick 30 seconds. So the superheroes are they're known as the Seven.
Yeah.
And there are other superheroes outside of the Seven, but the Seven are the main ones, and they do terrible shit.
Wow.
And people don't realize it, but they act in every major city gets a superhero, and they sell them like deals. They have like an agency, a superhero agency, and the agent will come and like, yeah, you guys, your crime rate is like this, and the approval rate for this superhero, like, and he's also black, so the it's crazy.
That sounds crazy. Okay.
You gotta watch it. It's really wild.
It sounds like it.
And then there's a group who one guy has a really bad situation with. Well, two guys they really have two separate really bad situations with superheroes, regarding their loves. Yeah. And they kind of formulate a team to
like be villains, sort of.
Well, I guess they wouldn't be the villains, right? But no, they're anti-heroes, I guess.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. The
literal version of an anti-hero.
Wow.
So.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out. The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
If I could live anywhere in the world?
Anywhere in the world.
I haven't been many places yet, so I don't know. I don't know where anywhere in the U.S. right now.
Okay.
From where I've been.
Yeah.
I would say probably Vegas area, for a little while. Like I really I went to Vegas alone, which was crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And I would live there.
Okay.
I would live there for a little while.
Well, that concludes it. Actually, I did want to ask you one last question. What is something, one thing that you have to say that would inspire us, or just something that you feel like is some wisdom that everyone could put in their pocket and carry with them?
Let's see. Hold on. I have something for this. I promise. I'm always thinking about stuff in my head. But this was something I was just thinking about, like this recently this week, and like over when I was in the car on the way over here. Just like figuring out how to unlock yourself, your adult self, but inside your mind is where it's key. Yeah. So it's like, how do you get what you need from a place that's locked?
I feel like, I feel like all the answers are within you, but I think that in order to unlock that, you kind of have to take a step backward into your inner child, find that the voice of your inner child.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. So that's really what I've been thinking about this week.
Wow.
So
beautiful.
Yeah, locked outside your mind. When inside your mind is the key.
Yes. I love it. Thank you so much, Volz. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stream this. Stream episode 1 with my guy Basha Novar. Shout out to Basha Novar. And shout out to Darius Lockhart. He also is a wrestler, pro wrestler, independent wrestler in Charlotte. And you will catch me next on his show.
Oh, man. Okay.
So good. Yeah. Please. Episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6. Subscribe.
Thank you.
Watch all her stuff. I loved it. and get in touch with her to try to get on this interview list because you know what I'm saying, it's a good time.
Thank you.
I'm about to get drunk.
Thank you.